here's the rest of the remaining track of this set of where I left off from my other part. It's almost completely submerged, and as you can see, you can still see the tracks here. It's all covered in weeds. The other track is completely buried. And the train track would lead you over there somewhere beyond all those weeds. Beyond all these weeds. There's a bunch of spare rails over there. A bunch of go through all these weeds. This is what's left of this track. What becomes of it? And there's the second track, barely visible. Used to be two tracks going this way. There's the second track here. Stuck here. There's some more of that second track. And here's the first track. What becomes of it? I'm getting tangled in weeds here. Hang on. Alright, got unstuck. There's the second, as you can see, you can still see the second track. Go through all these weeds. There's the second track. All through all these weeds. I'm getting stuck. There's the second track. As you can see, there's the second track, and it becomes nothing. Almost nothing. There's a big white tire there, and here's the rest of this other track. As you can see, it goes from all the way over there, all the way into this wheat field, and pretty much seems to come to a halt at this rock-filled parking lot. I think. I'm not sure. There's some metal parts over there. Oh wait, it's still going. There's more junk here. A lot of junk here. And the tracks is obviously still going, but it's mostly buried in all this white rock and stuff. Oh yeah, it's still going. As you can see, the tracks are pretty much still going. And we're some kind of, looks like a private parking lot or something. We're in what appears to be a private parking lot. And this is what's left of the second railroad tracks. And here's the other railroad track. Goes under his car. It's almost buried in all this white rock and sand. A lot of parked cars here. Looks like a private parking lot. And there it goes. And then they join to become one. Looks like right here. The two tracks join to become one right here. right here, right by his car tire, and that rail right there. This is where they start to become one. They merge into one. Start to merge into one right underneath this car here. And here's a better view of them merging into one. They merge into one like this. The two tracks merging into one in this one section. They merge into one and they pretty much disappear over there. I'm not sure if it still continues. It doesn't hurt to check. And what do you know, it's still continuing on. Even with all this stuff here, even though, yeah, you can see the connection more better here. And on to here. See the wood part of the tracks, and it becomes buried with cement. Then as you can see, you can still see the wooden part. You could from right here you can still see the wooden parts between the rails, the wooden parts. I'm not sure what those are called. Maybe username Star Wars Train can tell me what the wood parts between the rails are called. You can still see the wood parts here, and they become the wood parts become buried with cement, basically, with cement or asphalt. I think it's asphalt, actually. Okay, we're now in some kind of private parking or something. A factory, it looks like. The abandoned train track continues on. As you can see, the asphalt layering has pretty much covered the wooden part. The only thing that's left of this track is the railing, and I mean the wooden part is underneath the asphalt layering here. And I'm not really going to go any further because this looks like private property. This looks like some kind of factory, and factory workers don't like people snooping around. People who are not employees of the place, and this is what it becomes of it. And it continues on over there. I think this train track once led to that factory, which is over there. I think that's where it led to. It transported goods to that factory over there. Now this train track is no longer in use. I'm not going to go any further because right now I'm probably on private property. This looks like a factory, and most factories can be considered private property. I don't want to go inside a factory. I don't want to be an unauthorized visitor or anything like that. I don't want any employees saying, hey, you're not authorized to be here, get out of here, stuff like that. So that's basically where it leads to. Kind of leads to that factory in the distance, that other building and another building. And yeah, there's a lot of buildings here, mostly factories, I think.